So please welcome Christian Fricke. Nice, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Did I pronounce your name right?
Christian, or the last name?
Right?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. So welcome here. It'd be interesting to hear your speech. So now, how many? We are relatively used to, physical products. You have a digital product, which I understand is that you have scaled quite a lot. So how many entrepreneurs are now connected to the platform?
10,000, yeah.
10,000. That's really interesting. And how many transactions, are done, Christian, every month?
600,000 plus.
600,000 a month?
A month, yeah.
Really interesting. And you have been invited here to make your speech on behalf of Klarna. And I understand you have a close cooperation together.
We do, yeah.
Yes, okay. Really good. So the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Perfect. Good to be here. Nice to meet you. I'm Christian. I'm currently running Bokadirekt.se. And I was asked here by our good friends over at Klarna to say as many clever things about a corporation that we started working on and launched together with Klarna last year. So in short, we're trying to transform our monthly bookings into monthly paid bookings, if you'd like. And in order to get you a short background of the company and the corporation, I'd like to take you back in time. Is it the green button? Let's try. Perfect. So we started the venture out back in 2009. I knew the team behind the live booking, the restaurant booking system. And I thought, why not do the same thing for health and beauty SMBs? A booking system in the marketplace for small salons and service providers within the health and beauty sector. So I initially got involved trying to help raise some cash for the business. And again, this is 2009. That's like 5 years before Epicenter. And I know it's hard to grasp today when pretty much everyone in Stockholm is an early stage investor. But back in 2009, I think the interest rate was like 5%. Eniro had a market cap valuation of 7 billion plus, and the Lehman Brothers failed just a couple of months prior to us starting this out. So the timing, it wasn't the best of timing, and money had been easier to find, and it's a lot easier to find today. Anyway, we thought that an online booking service made a ton of sense for these small businesses, even more sense than the restaurant booking. If you look at the masseuse, for instance, they won't take your call when they're in service. They can't afford to hire someone to answer your call, and they can't afford to miss your call and miss out on an appointment. So we developed this cloud-based system. Well, we didn't know it was cloud-based at the time. We never heard of anything in the cloud. We thought it was an online system. And we thought, what a fantastic idea, great product, great idea. And after that, we continued developing a marketplace for end users. We thought, no one wants to use the yellow papers in order to find the phone number and call someone and try to get an appointment that corresponds with your own calendar, when you can do it online. Before it was pretty obvious. So we started to build a service to find, compare, and book all the available time slots on the Bokadirekt platform. All of that was obviously pretty meaningless given the fact that we had no customers and we definitely had no visitors to the site. But you had to start out somewhere. And once again, we thought, what an amazing idea, what a great product, what can go wrong? Well, turns out things ran pretty smoothly to begin with, but except for one small fact, that no one really wanted the service, no one really wanted to pay for it. Even though the iPhone was launched a couple of years earlier, it was still pretty rare in our target market. There was no fixed fees for data plans. Mobile internet was still very expensive, and And internet was really something you had at home. And when I say at home, you had it on your stationary IBM computer at home. You definitely did not have it at the salon. And it was the expensive product to buy at the time of service. And trying to launch an online service without the customers having an internet, I can tell you it was somewhat of a challenge. So 2009 pretty much said, screw you, Bokadirekt, screw you, fantastic product, and screw you, Christian. Luckily, that was not something that really affected our sales reps. I remember in particular one customer, she's still with us today. She had no computer, she had no internet, she had no knowledge of computers, she definitely had no experience of internet, ever using it. But she understood, or at least we had her understand, that this was something that would help her business and that her customers would appreciate. So she bought the service, which was kind of a hassle given the fact that she couldn't log on to see her bookings. So she would call in every morning and say, hey, what's my calendar like today? Do you have any bookings? Do you have any cancellations? And she would do that every day, and she still does. So 2009 was a bit of a struggle. It was like standing on the edge of a desert, understanding that you pretty much had to walk through the desert and you didn't bring any water. So fast forward today, 2017, looking back, we just grinded it out. We kept picking up the phone, trying to convince people. Obviously, the internet is a bit more, the mobile internet is a bit more out there today than it was back then, which has helped, of course. So today, if you look at our monthlies, we have a bit over 650,000 monthly bookings with a total transaction value of 360 million Swedish kronor a month, 1.7 million visitors monthly, and 10,500 merchants who are on the platform using our service pretty much every day. A couple of years ago, we started thinking of integrating payments to the platform. Our merchants, they can pretty much decide for themselves how to use the platform, but we understood that payments is probably something that's going to make a lot of sense in the future. But as opposed to traditional e-commerce, where payments is something that's been around since e-commerce, I guess, this was not the case. So payments was something that we added to the platform afterwards and tried to get the merchants to start using. So we started out trying to find a mate, and we started window shopping for a partner, and we dated some of the, 10,000 companies in Stockholm doing mobile payments or online payments. And with an ambition to find a solution that fitted not only us, but also the merchants and the end users. So a lot of people involved in that process, and many people that needed to be happy about the solution. Long story short, we met the Klarna checkout team a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and no one had really understood us, our process or our feelings like they did. And it was pretty romantic the first couple of days, I must say. But if you look at the process, traditionally, when you do this kind of a booking, you first schedule your appointment, and you then have your treatment, and you then pay at the register afterwards, cash or credit card, right? Paying in advance would be great for the salon. They would secure the payment before even meeting you. However, not that great for the consumer. You don't even know if you're going to have the treatment. You might cancel before. You don't know if you're going to be happy with the treatment. You might want a discount or whatever. And we also found out that consumers want to pay in lots of different ways, but they also want to pay at lots of different times, it turned out. So some wants to get it done and over with as soon as they do the booking, so they don't have to think about it anymore. Others, they just want to postpone it into eternity. And this is where the Klarna checkout has been fantastic for us, since it gives the end users, the consumers, the possibility to either opt in to pay the treatment at the time of the booking, but they don't have to do it right away in advance. They can do it after the treatment or 14 days afterwards with a regular Klarna invoice. So it enables our end users to commit to paying at the time of the booking, but not how and not when. Obviously, all the Klarna checkout payment options are added. So if we look at a couple of use cases, for instance, for example, for a salon, first of all, this service helps our merchants tackle yield. Last couple of days a month aren't the best days of the month for our merchants. People are sitting around waiting for the salary to come. So these days are quite quiet. It's quiet in the salons. The salons are empty. People are waiting for the cash flow, for the money to come in. So obviously, the post-pay options that Klarna offer is something that helps a traditional salon tackle yield. Obviously, multiple payment option is also something that helps, especially for more expensive treatments. We have filler injections, stuff like that runs in the tens of thousands or even more. So if you can pay that in settlements, it also helps out. Lots of our merchants, and the physiotherapists or chiropractors, they're writing their own invoices, not really knowing that how many of them are actually paid, because they don't really like to do it, but they did it. They did it anyway. So here the invoice plays an important role as well. No-shows are obviously less prone to happen if you add the payments into the solution earlier on. And also it gave effect for new revenue streams. Our merchants could now start selling and handling digital gift cards. Well, they had gift cards to begin with, but they hid it in a drawer in the salon, and you'd have to go there and ask them, do you have gift cards? And they'll look for them in a while, and you could buy them. But who does that? No one, pretty much. So lots of the merchants who started using the gift card products has just rocketed their gift card sales. And this entire process, from applying to a Klarna store in our environment to handling transactions and payouts and bookkeeping, is fully integrated with the Klarna platform. Another example is personal trainers who traditionally sell their services in bundles. They sell cards of 10 punch cards. You buy 10 hours, and then you deduct each of those 10 hours after having your service. So we've been able to integrate products like that as well. So you can actually buy a prepaid bundle punch card or a value card, which is triggered by doing a big booking over the platform. So, in conclusion, this little love affair with Klarna has helped us transform the Bokadirekt solution from a solution that helped our merchants accept bookings online to a solution that actually helps our merchants sell their services online, a bit more e-commerce like if you may. Less than a year after kickoff, we have launched 10 different payment features as add-ons, using Klarna as a foundation. A bit more than 50% of our total merchants have onboarded and are using some of these 10 different add-on services. And although we haven't really reached the 600,000 monthly bookings just yet, we're a hell of a lot closer today than we were a couple of years ago, and we're on our way to grind it out. Thank you.
Very interesting. What is the size of your addressable market in Sweden or the Nordic countries?
Sweden alone is like 120,000 companies. But then again, you have these are really, really, really small companies.
Yeah.
On average, I think our customers on average, they have like 1.3 people employed. So it's single. If you go into a salon, for instance, it looks like a big salon.
Yes.
Typically, there are 4 or 5 companies within that salon. They share the sign, they share the bills, but they keep their own revenues.
Exactly. But then I'm just thinking of the size of the addressable market.
In the hundreds of thousands.
Because I mean that relates to sort of how big you think you can build the company.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in 5 years' time, will you see yourself in more countries? And what type of size of the company will you be in 5 years' time?
Well, we're live in Finland and Denmark today. But then again, marketplace is a really, really local business. If you compare it to setting up an e-commerce site, you can buy the inventory from day one. And the marketplace, especially in the services industry, where you need multiple locations in order to fit your schedule, it needs to be local. You won't go to Uppsala to get your haircut. So we're focusing on the Nordics right now, and Sweden being the biggest market by far.
And in that case, I mean, back to my question, like in 5 years' time, how big? What is your plan in size?
In the 50s of thousands of merchants added to the platform.
And what revenue number would that lead to?
Well, that is also hard to compare, because if I tell you revenues, you're gonna benchmark it to your e-commerce revenues. Our revenues are 100% net gross margin.
Yes.
But that would mean in the hundreds of millions in revenues.
Which would then you'd be, I mean, extremely healthy, profitable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bokadirekt is part a SaaS company, part a marketplace, and part an e-commerce company. And a healthy marketplace and healthy SaaS company should have 50% margins on the bottom line. So
exactly.
That's
Sounds
what we're
very
hoping
good.
for.
That's a good potential. Thank you very much for
Thank
coming.
you.
Okay.
No.